What's up, everybody? My name is Anthony Marshall.
I'm Brian.
Crown Prince AJ. What's up, everybody?
All right, and this is Academia, the community podcast where we pretty much talk about everything that influences our community within like pop culture or business or anything of those subjects. Today we actually have a special guest with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Chelsea. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, born and raised. 22, about to be 23 years old. Coming up this week.
Oh, really?
On Wednesday, Gemini.
Oh,
And I'm come out having a party too. So look, we got the party a little bit, celebrate not only business, but so yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Really do a lot of different things. I have a hard time focusing on one thing. My main thing that I enjoy doing is seeing businesses grow. And helping other people who want to start businesses, help them grow theirs as well. So I'm vice president of an asphalt company here in Louisville, Kentucky called Jim Reynolds Asphalt. It was a company that kind of was inherited throughout my family. And then now I'm also co-owner, just recently happened 3 weeks ago, co-owner of a art gallery / cafe called Math Gallery and Cafe off of Barrett Avenue. So I'm really excited about that new project. It's kind of my new baby of my way of a business that I want to grow and be able to connect the arts with the venue, coffee, something that's $1 billion industry. So I was like, why not hop in there and try to get a piece of that type of thing. So those are my main things, as well as I do speaking and business coaching. And that's my way of helping other people type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's mainly it.
Yeah, see, like, that's one thing I really enjoy about you and your dad. You guys have really influenced me on my business and stuff, because a long time ago, I think it was like 2015 is when I first was working with you guys. Like, really, when I was starting my stuff, I was lost. I don't know what I was doing. I was doing all kinds of random stuff, not even going anywhere for real. But now that you guys have guided me and like taught me the right fundamentals of business and all that, I've actually got some groundwork going and all that. So
Definitely. That's what it's all about, learning and then being able to teach it, because it does seem hard in the beginning, because even when I started, I had no clue exactly what I enjoyed or what it was that I wanted to do. So I was trying a bunch of different things. You know, I've blogged, I've did Amazon, sold stuff on Amazon. I've done like the most random things, just trying to figure out what it was that I enjoyed, because there's so many businesses out here. To where then I eventually found the things that I truly liked and was able to build from there. So, and then having people who, you know, can influence me and help me and teach me about the things that could help me grow and figure out what it was I liked was truly cool to be able to have that.
yeah.
So with the art gallery and cafe, what inspired that?
Yeah, so my business partner, his name is Sketch. So he's a tattoo artist as well as an artist from Louisville. A lot of people know him. I've got tattoos by him. So he actually owned the business a year prior. It was called Gallery K. So he had bought that business from somebody else. But he ended up reaching out to me the beginning of this year, wanting me to have an event there, because this past year I've been doing a lot of networking events, just trying to bring people together for business and fun, realizing that people don't like the traditional suit and tie type of business anymore.
Right.
People want to be laid back, chilling on their computer at home, on their phone, working, doing business. So I started having meetings and events to kind of reach those type of people. So he wanted me to have an event at his gallery, so I ended up doing a vision board party. It was the beginning of the year, so I had, you know, a group of people come. We had our posters, did a vision board. And I really love the space because it's really homey. So it makes you feel, it's like real low key. You feel comfortable being in there. It has like a little edge to it. It reminds you of New York kind of, because there's a lot of art and graffiti type of things
so
all around. Yeah, exactly.
It.
Like different from, because when you go into Starbucks, you kind of feel like, okay, you got to be a little quiet. You got to be preppy. You got to sit up. You feel me? So we wanted to create an art gallery for more so our generation, to where you can come in here, you can be on your computer, you can listen to music, you can just be chilling with your, homies if you want to, and just have a place to get away. So we wanted to give it that feeling for people who just needed another place to come work and be themselves,
Right,
and express themselves. So
Yeah, I definitely felt that way whenever I went to go see it for the first time. It was really nice. All the artwork there, too. I didn't even know it was a gallery at first.
Yeah, definitely. So it added a little extra touch to it, so it wouldn't be just coffee, but also get the arts involved, because we have a lot of really good artists here, from people who draw, paint, and even musicians. So we even get like music involved and have different music shows happening at the gallery. So it's fun too. So that's something that me and Sketch both enjoy, is the arts. So it allows us to have fun and make money at the same time. So it's cool.
So you got any other events that's big coming up soon?
Definitely. I have an event in Charlotte, North Carolina, July the 15th. So I'm trying something different. So every event I've had so far has been here in Louisville, Kentucky. This time I'm taking a women's empowerment event to Charlotte to see how that goes. But so far it's been really fun planning it, because everybody in Charlotte, they're so progressive and helping. So even the people who are a part of it, like, they're always asking me, do you need anything? What do I need to do in order to make this event successful? So it's been like a really easy process. The people are very nice and business minded and everything like that. So I have that coming up. And then here in Louisville, I have a rooftop series. So really, I haven't even announced this to anybody else, but a summer rooftop series at Hopcat. So I'm doing it's off of Bardstown Road. They have a rooftop area that's really nice, and like an upstairs area. So we're going to do a networking type of mixer on a Sunday in July, August, and September. So similar to my past events, it's going to be a mixture of fun as well as business type of thing. So we're going to have a DJ, party all weekend, some performers that's going to be singing, rapping, all those different type of things. And then also have like vendors. So being able to highlight different businesses. And Bella from 96.5, she'll be on there hosting, because she has a really fun personality. She always does a great job at hosting events. So she'll also be there as well. So I'm excited. Should be good. Got to do something for the summer.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited myself, especially since like I haven't been to your events in a while. I'm so bad about that. But yeah, I've always have enjoyed all of your events. They were so good all the time. Plus, they helped me as well. They are filled with a lot of joy, and like, you know, you can learn something from everyone there. And it's always so great to be able to go to one of your events and network with all the people around Louisville. And it's very surprising how many people in Louisville there is that kind of has like that same motivation that you probably have as well. And it feels so good. And just like you were saying, like influences and all that, like there's so many people in Louisville that can help influence one another to be able to bring each other up to become this business or this entrepreneur, or not even just like entrepreneur work as well. If you like have artists that are trying to be out there with music, or you know, anything about like artwork or something, like you were just talking about the gallery with Sketch, you know, all that stuff sounds really good, and it's very great to have that variety in Louisville and be able to have this come up and everyone come together with it. It's a great community that I've definitely enjoyed being part of.
That's the truth, because we definitely got to come together in order to do big things. Like when you see all these big businesses, it's not normally one owner. They have investors. So multiple people coming together in order to make something happen, the bigger picture happen. Because if we do it alone, it's only going to be small if we continue to try to do stuff on our own. So that's one thing that I realized, you know, being so young, I was like, I got to be around as many influential people as I can that can help me get to where I want to go quicker.
Right.
So instead of, you know, only being around people who are on the ground level like I was like, let me find somebody who's already done it, been here before, you know, accomplished it, and see if I can even be their partner or whatever it may be, or they can mentor me. And a lot of times those people who have been through the situations you're about to go to, they're willing to help. And they even want you to be there side by side, because they want somebody they can pass it on to. Yeah. They don't want to die with their information. They don't want to, you know, die without anybody to pass their business on to, or whatever it may be. So a lot of times they're willing to, you know, give you, find somebody that they can give all of their information to. So it's cool. Once you find those people to be around, like, it's crazy. In the last 2-3 years, my circle has completely changed. Yeah. So right now, I barely even hang out with people my age anymore. It's like people are like 30 years. I'm like the youngest person there. But and then because of that, I'm able to learn from those people's experiences, though. Yeah. Because they done been through, they have 10 more years on me of what they've learned and been through that can help me, type of thing. So yeah, it really helps out a lot in all areas of life, not even just business, to be able to have people that you can go to that's been through it before.
So, go ahead. No,
I got a question for you. Is it more so like and I'll base it with like being like so young in like the industry that you're in. Is it kind of more like come off as like an intimidation, or is it more so like motivation when you see like these old heads that you're working with all the time? Either you kind of see it as more as like, oh, okay, well, if I'm 22 now, by the time I'm your age, I want to be here, or is it more so like, oh, well, I'm only 22, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think I find it more of motivation because a lot of times when you get around those people, you realize that they're the same as you.
Yeah.
You know, they might just be a little bit older. They're the same as you, and they're, you know, you're gonna go through the things that they've went through. That, you know, all of us as humans, we're similar, the same, and we're all striving for happiness, basically.
Correct.
So when you know, get rid of that fear of thinking that they're above you and stuff like that, it makes it easier to then be like, okay, they can do it, I can do it too, and because I'm so young, I can probably, you know, go faster or get to it quicker or do it better type of thing, because that's what our purpose is to use the people who came before us to, you know, make our journey a little bit easier type thing. So for that, it motivates me to see, okay, I seen, you know, them become successful at 30. Maybe I can do it by 25, or I know I can at least do it by 30, and I know that we all have our own journey.
Right.
So, you know, and that's what I try to have fun with it more so than anything. And because I'm young, I try to try as many things as I can, you know, because there's two things that either going to work or it's not. And it's okay if it doesn't. So I try to use it as motivation just to try as many things to just see, not be scared because I have years to come of, you know, correcting mistakes that I might make type of thing.
I guess I was going to ask, so I guess take me through how much of your mindset has changed from starting in the beginning and up to now, and your thought process on things, the way.
Yes, completely changed. Because when I started, I always start when I talk about my story in high school, like my senior year of high school. Then I had completely no idea what I wanted to do. And I think when you're in high school, you have a lot of people trying to influence you on what you should do. Like, pull you right, like, oh, you should do this. You would be good at that. You need to go to this college. Yeah. You know, so you're trying to make decisions, but a lot of times people are trying to help you make those decisions. So I was confused. I always had business and entrepreneurship in the back of my mind, but I never knew exactly how to do it, if I could, or, you know, even if I really wanted to. But once I graduated high school, because I didn't go to college, but I knew I was always a strong-willed person and a hard worker. So I always knew that I would work hard for whatever it is I'm doing, whether I'm working for somebody else or myself, that I would work hard. So when I graduated high school and didn't go to college, I was like, my first thing that I'm going to do is make sure that I'm always learning, reading. And I don't like reading. That's one thing I hate. So I'm like, listen to podcasts, whatever it is, you know, I got to do. Right. I was like, I'm going to learn something new and, you know, work on me first, type of thing. So through that, the first book I read was The Secret, because it was a movie. So I watched the movie first. So I read The Secret.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's a documentary. So I watched the movie first, and then after that, I was like, hold up, I might can read the book. So then I read the book, and really it was all about law of attraction. So attracting the things that you want into your life. So after that, I began using that in every area of my life. I was like, okay, first thing I'm going to use and see if it works. So like, I want an apartment. So they had like an example in the book of a guy who wanted to be married. He was rich, he had money and everything like that, but he wanted to be married. So he ended up going to a counselor, and they was like, you're not attracting marriage into your life. You have, you know, girls coming in all times, you know, you sleep in the middle of your bed. How can somebody be attracted and, you know, come in your bed if you're mentally sleeping in the middle, not welcoming somebody there? You know, you park in the middle of your garage. How can another car fit in there? You know, mentally these things. So it was like, if you start to change your actions and what you're doing, you know, start acting like you're welcoming a relationship, it'll happen. So it kind of made sense to me. I was like, okay, it might work. So I started doing that in regards to an apartment. Every day, not every day, but every week, I went to Walmart and bought one item for my future apartment that I wanted. Okay. So I went to Walmart acting like, okay, I know I'm going to get an apartment. My closet ended up being so full with stuff, like coffee makers, random stuff, toasters, and I'm living in my mama's house type thing. All this stuff, like, I'm going to get me an apartment. But it eventually happened, though. Yeah. And then when it happened, I had all the stuff that I needed. So, you know, I started using that in every area of my life, saying, okay, I'm going to, you know, say what I want and then do the things to lead me to get to those things. So
And small changes can lead to a big thing.
Exactly. Yep, definitely. That's very true. So it's called The Slight Edge, too. That's another good book, Slight Edge.
Edge.
So basically meaning that, every day you got to build to what it is that you want. So it's not all about, like, the big things, but like you said, the small things that leads to the great that you'll accomplish. So just books like that, podcasts that I listen to all the time. One is Entrepreneur on Fire by John Lee Dumas. I used to listen to that every single day in the car or when I took a shower. It was different entrepreneurs, so different things like that slowly changed my mindset to where I started believing in me and what it was that I could accomplish. Because mainly that's what keeps us back from success is our belief in what we can accomplish.
Right.
Because if we don't think we can, make $1 million, we won't. If we don't think we can make $1 billion, we won't. If we don't see it in our mind that it's possible.
True.
So I had to start, every day changing my mindset to be okay and think that, Chelsea, you can reach these goals that you have. They're not too big for you. So it really, I can say I've changed really a lot in these last, 4 or 5 years since I graduated high school, just mentally and believing in myself and being true to who I am and knowing, hey, this is me. So you're going to deal with it or you ain't,
Right.
I'm going to be like this. This is my personality and, this is what I want to get. So you're either going to, join and help or you're going to fall back and do your own thing and it's going to be cordial. So had to, get into that mindset as well type of thing. So it's been interesting. It's hard too because a lot of times you lose different situations, friends, things that you thought you wanted in the process. So it's not always easy, but it's worth it at the end though.
Yeah, that is so true.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got another question for you, actually. Are you someone who's more like you have like your long-term goals where like you're like, oh, okay, in 20 years I want to be here, or are you more so like a short-term kind of, okay, this month I want to accomplish this, okay, the next month I want to do this? Like, how do you balance that out in your head?
I do a little bit of both, but I'm more so of a short-term goal type of person. You can even ask, like, my close friends and families. I have a crazy to-do list every day of the things that I want to accomplish, on a daily basis. And I think that's, too, because of being an entrepreneur. I know that everything, when it comes to businesses and life, you never know what's going to come that's going to change something. Something might happen to where we want to sell the coffee shop next year because it did so, good, and then somebody offers us $1 million to sell it. I might say yes, and accept that deal and be like, forget this coffee shop. So you never know type of thing. So with that, I'm big on short-term goals and trying to make things, successful. And I like breaking things down because it's easier to accomplish.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I want to make $1 million. It's easier to say I want to make $100 a day type thing.
Yeah.
It's easier to see that in your mind. So I'm more so of a short-term goal type of person, but I realize I also have to make, big goals and long-term goals for the process of being able to visualize it. So I try to say, like, for big things, I try to, like, at least have one goal a year that's something big, like maybe a new car or a home or my credit, something like that. I try to have one goal a year that's big that I want to accomplish.
I like that. Just back to what we were talking about, the whole small changes can actually improve and a whole lot more. That goal part that you were saying, just little small short-term goals, something to work on for that day. I like that idea. I mean, like, I tried it a couple times back then, and then I was like, okay, maybe I should just like work on a couple like big goals because I do better on something like that. But that's just everyone's strategy. Everyone has like a different strategy on getting something done. But now that I think about it, I kind of want to go back and try to have like small achievements every day, because if you can at least achieve one thing every day, you'll at least feel like you've done something. Right. Because if you haven't done anything that day, then you're going to feel like you haven't done anything and you failed for that day. Right. So it just goes by how your mindset is. And I do like how you have that mindset of like just getting these small things while also having a few big ones as well. I like that.
Yeah, I definitely think, and me being 22 as well, I'm definitely more of a short-term goal kind of person with the mindset that I'm in right now. Just because I'm not afraid to admit I still don't really know what I want to do with my life. Right. So as far as having like a long-term goal, I know I want to be happy, but as far as like just month to month, I'm definitely more in that like perspective of, okay, I know this month I want to do this. Okay, right. I know next month I want to do this, and then maybe like 2 months from now, maybe I'll dabble into this and see where I'm at. But definitely, as far as speaking from a perspective of someone who doesn't know where they want to be in the long run, it's definitely important to still have those short-term goals just so you have something to strive for each and every day. So,
right.
Right, definitely. Like you said, especially age. I think age has a lot to do with it, too, for me. I'm still 22 years old, so I have time to go, to where I might have, I even like, from example, from my father, he's done been in a lot of different businesses, probably over 10 different businesses he's been a part of or has grown and maybe sold and things like that. So really at the end of the day, when it comes to goals, it's all about you and what it is you're trying to achieve and not really the physical things. We can't really always attach ourselves to something and try to think that it's going to last forever, because everything's not meant to last forever when it comes to that. So it helps me to have that, freedom to know that everything, has its time, its season in our life. And there might be something that comes along, or a person that comes along that switches that and gives us a better opportunity. So we shouldn't, stop that opportunity just because we have this big goal that we had our mind set on. So you're going to say because you have to go to work for Steve Harvey that you're not going to work for Oprah if she called you?
Right.
Like, no, my goal is work for Steve. And Oprah, I got to tell you, no, right now. I'm like, no, you ain't going to do that. You're going to work for Oprah to make that happen, because it might lead to something else. So
that is true.
Yeah, you definitely got to be flexible for sure.
Right.
And willing to bend for the greater good.
Right, exactly.
When you were talking about, like, we're young, we still have plenty of time, I want to go back into that subject, because for people our age, they have that mindset of like, oh, we have plenty of time for, whatever else. But that can also lead to like a disadvantage, because some people will think, oh, I got plenty of time, I'll worry about it later. Well,
procrastinate.
Procrastinate. It can really catch up to them eventually if they just keep on like holding on to that whole mindset that, oh, I got plenty of time to be able to do whatever. Like, they will do small things here and there, which is good, or probably nothing at all. But still, like, you want to try to at least reach for those big time goals, because if you just continue procrastinating and it gets to that age where you're like 30 or 40 years old, you're gonna be like, oh, it's too late for me. I can't do that now. Yeah.
You don't want to practice bad habits.
Exactly. Right. You got to start early. And I think it's about being strategic with your time. So it's about knowing that everything's not going to happen right away, but you still have to work towards those bigger goals. So, and you got to have a balance to it too. So, like, at this age, my goal is to make sure that I'm balanced in my health, my relationships, my finance, and all those different things, and learn in all those different areas type of thing. Right. So, it's not about being perfect or thinking that you're going to get all of them right away, but knowing that, hey, you got to work towards it to grow it every single day, to where when you get older, you can say, okay, I did my best. I learned who I was. I had some really good relationships. I had some good, things that I did with my credit. I bought a home and all those things you could say, because it's going to gradually build to that. And like you said, time's going to fly, and it's going to be, 40 before you know it. And you're
exactly.
Gonna be like,
you can be still having that job that you wanted to get out for years.
Exactly.
But yeah, like the timing is definitely a part of how you should be able to achieve your goals. But having that balance is definitely a necessity. Balancing is not, it is very hard. It's not easy. It's something for you to do. But you just got to like find that groundwork for you to do. Just like you were saying for yourself. Like, try to value your time, but also like, try to find things to enjoy yourself with as well.
Definitely. You can't just work. You got to also have fun. That's one thing I'm big about. You have to have time for yourself, your family, for personal, business, all those things. It will make your life complete, when you focus and balance those.
True. So, as far as like the community influences, back to that, I do want to talk about how do you feel about everyone else within the community, like whenever they're having like their struggles? Like, I know your dad, he was always talking about like the financial struggle that the community has all the time. Like, what are your thoughts when it comes to that particular subject?
Definitely. I feel like a lot of people are struggling, especially financially, because at a young age, we're really not taught, and even by like the school system, we're not taught about the important things that we end up needing to know about as much as we should be taught about them, such as, finance, how to build your credit, credit cards, what credit cards and interest rates, and, businesses and taxes, the proper way to do, like, we're not taught, you know, to the extreme that we should be taught on those subjects. So then we get out of high school, we're 18 years old or 19 years old, and we don't know, and we're considered an adult, but we don't know about the adult things that we have to do.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of times we all start behind unless our parents or, you know, somebody that we have mentored as a young person might have taught us about those things. So we're really big on teaching about finance because we realize that a lot of people, you know, they are good in their family life. They know how to be happy in that area. Religious, you know, they might be good spiritually, but finance, a lot of times, if it's not right, then it brings everything else down. It causes divorce, or it causes you to lose your kids, or not be able to take care of your kids, or become depressed because you're not able to financially do it. And when you're able to get that out of the way, the finance, and know that you can take care of home and your bills and things like that, then it makes everything else just a little bit easier. It doesn't solve all your issues, but it makes it a little bit easier to not have that added on to your other worries. So a lot of times we're big on teaching the education of finance to help people in that area. That a lot of times it's not even about what you make, but you know what you keep and how you balance it, type of thing. Because when I started out in business, I wasn't making a whole lot of money at all. My thing was I wanted to be able to manage my time well, get free time, as well as I wanted to figure out how to budget what it was that I was making and save. So trying to teach people that it's about investing in stuff that, you know, your money can sit there and actually make money. And then also investing in stuff to where, you know, businesses that can really truly grow your money as well. So it's really important because a lot of times we're spending our money on things that our money won't come back on. And stuff that's not going to have any meaning or that we're going to throw away in a few years. Just today I was cleaning out my closet. I had 3 trash bags of clothes that I got to get rid of. And I'm like, okay, all that money that I just wasted on these clothes. But we got, you know, we got to have those things, but we don't want to do it excessively to where we're spending a bunch of money. So it's really important for us to learn that and have a mentor or teach people whatever it is that we're learning, because we all know something. So I might know a little bit about credit, and it's my job to teach people in the community what I know. Or if I made a mistake and bought a credit card and my interest rate was high, it's my job to share that mistake that I made to help somebody else who's might go through that same situation. So I think it's very important, because when you are able to, and even when you see the communities now that have money into them, they live in a little bit happier life, probably a little bit less violence, a little bit, you know, less tragedy that might be going on because they are, you know, set financially. So it does help out a little bit in communities when you have that.
Yeah, I think our previous podcast we were talking about how money has like a huge influence, even though like money has like this whole mindset in everybody's heads. Like money can either like save you or it will do bad. Like everyone has like their own type of idea about it. And we were talking about how each community is a bit different due to its financial standings. And like some of the communities out here, they may have like very low income and all that. So like a lot of more problems like crimes and all that happens. But if you teach people, like you were saying, if you were to teach people about the financials, then maybe things will be a bit different for them. And I do like how you and your dad are also teaches about those things. Of course, like I'm still trying to learn some of the things about investings and all that. That's something I'm still like learning on doing, which is very interesting because like for a long time, we always hear people tell you to like invest in something, always invest in something. And, you know, a lot of times you're like, yeah, I'll worry about that later. You know, I'm not worrying about that right now because we're young, you know. But they say you start out young investing because if you invest very young, then, like, you can have something to come back to. Like they always say have, like, an emergency fund just in case. If I didn't have an emergency fund, I would probably be pretty messed up at several points. And, yeah, it's very important to have those necessities of investment. Sorry about that. I just choked. But yeah, it's very good to have like the necessary steps to be able to be financial literate. Do you have any questions for like us about anything? Because I know we've been hitting you for about a half hour about questions.
I had another question for Chelsea.
Oh, well, no, go ahead and do your thing.
No, I'll let you go first and then
I was just going to say, being that you're in the business of like entrepreneurship, like in your experience, do you feel people are more competitive? Like more to themselves, or are they more willing to help? More like, oh, okay, I know this person, so let me introduce you to them, so then maybe we can all three of us work together. Is it more so, oh, well, I got here on my own, so you figure it out? Like, is it balanced, or like, in your experience and what you've experienced? Because you work with a lot of people, so.
In my experience, it's been very open and people willing to come together and help me. I've had a lot of experience of people being willing to help me in my process of entrepreneurship, but I've heard a lot of experiences, and I think from the outside looking in, people think that it's hard or people don't want to connect or help each other. But I think still that goes back to mentality. So if you come into the situation mentally thinking that nobody's going to want to help you, or think that, you're in it on your own, that you got to be at it all by yourself, then that's the vibe you're going to get off, and that's what people are going to, put back on you. But when you come in willing to help and people see that your energy is all about, happiness, all about seeing everybody succeed, I think we naturally adapt to, the people that are around us. So that's what I tried to do when I stepped into it. I tried to be open, saying, hey, I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. But I know that I know this. You know that. Let's come together and let's make it happen. So I think when you are true to that and then find other people who are true to that, it makes it easier. Because with entrepreneurs, one thing I realized, we don't spend, it's crazy because I would say people who are not entrepreneurs probably spend more money on certain things than we do, because a lot of times we collaborate because we want to save our money. So because I have a coffee shop that you can rent out for a venue space, instead of you paying me for this, my fee, can you create my website for me, and I'll let you use my venue whenever you want to. So we saving money in those ways. So I feel like as an entrepreneur, you have to be open and finding those ways to do it. And then on rich people, they lending out jets, they, Stearns, they, condos. They're like, well, I need a condo over here. Jimmy got one. I got one in Hollywood. He got one in Florida. We just gonna switch the weekends type thing. So I think, successful people and people who are really wanting to be successful, they understand that. That it's all about collaboration and using each other's resources.
Right.
Like they say, it's about who you know. It's not about what you know. And that's really true, because I can say that, I'm not the smartest person. I don't know everything. I'm not the best when it comes to business or money. But I know people who can help me.
Yeah.
In that situation. Because when it comes to tax time, I'm calling my, tax lady saying, what I need to do in order to get this right. I have no clue what to do. Or when it comes to, a lot of different things, I call people to help me. So I think, it's been really a good process for me. I haven't had too many situations where people haven't been willing to help. And if they weren't willing to help, in my mind, I don't take it as a negative thing. I take it as a maybe not right now, or maybe it's going to happen in the future, or maybe it just isn't meant to be. Maybe somebody else is meant to help me in this situation. So I think a lot of times we got to realize that and not take everything to heart.
Right.
Yeah, when it doesn't work out, the way it's supposed to be, type of thing. So, but I think it's about getting around like-minded people, are ready to connect, and it works out well.
True. Okay. Yeah, I like that. But, the funny thing where you said, like, rich people are lending out jets and stuff. I was like, man, you can barely even have somebody at our house. How are you going to lend out a jet?
Right.
But, that just tells you how that life is. But,
exactly. It's on a whole other level.
It's a whole other level. So, did you have any other questions, Brian or Aaron?
No, I didn't have any more questions.
All right. So, Chelsea, you got anything for us?
So, what made you guys start the podcast?
Well, actually, Anthony hit us up, and he was like, hey, Brian, you think you and Aaron might want to do a podcast? And I was like, about what? And he was like, I want to do something to, like, educate people. He's like, we want to talk about general topics and things that get swept under the rug. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I never thought about doing that. I said, it'd be fun and interesting to do. And I said, I'm open to give it a shot. So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, these two, they're the ones that I can know that I can talk about anything with, and we're very close and all that.
Level of comfortability.
Yeah, comfortability.
Got it.
But yeah, I just knew that
right.
having a general conversation with them in a podcast would go perfectly fine with them and all that. I just thought it would be like a great opportunity for us to go ahead and just create something this type of wonderful, especially since like we all talk about all kinds of stuff all the time.
Yeah, you
So-
have the barber shop talk, or the beauty salon
Right.
talk, the
Yeah.
nail salon talk, the cafeteria talk.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And sometimes, you come across things that are like genuinely important and that should be heard. So especially
Exactly.
coming from a perspective of the three of us being three young African Americans in the community, I think, sometimes our voices should be heard.
Right.
So,
Right.
especially on a platform where it's not always easy, where it's easier to access nowadays more so than maybe in the past, because you can always create.
True.
We live in an era where you can create your own content and share it at any
Right.
time. But yet and still, I think it's important for our voices to be heard when we have something that is affecting our minds. So.
Definitely. What's you guys' favorite topic that you've discussed so far on y'all's podcast?
I don't want to hog it
I
all
think
up.
our strongest one was like,
We as a people.
I was gonna say probably the strongest one was the "This Is America" episode.
Yeah,
I think.
This Is
I think
America.
That was probably my favorite episode by far.
I'm trying to remember which one.
Well, yeah, it's basically,
Yeah, well,
'cause
we
that was
have
the one. So we have some pretty decent back and forths.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, like This Is America had a lot of conversation from people. There was another one that was really good. I'm trying to remember.
was it the second one maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, it was
Well,
one
no.
of the
we talking
fourth
about
one,
on the
'cause
second one? I
that
don't
was,
remember.
we had done a couple episodes already.
Because we talked about, there was the one where we talked about the teacher strike, and that one got a lot
Oh,
of positive.
yes.
we got heated
That
about
was,
the
that one
teacher
was
strike.
good. Those
Me
two
and him
back to
really-
back. Those two back to
That
back
was
were
the
good.
fourth episode, and yeah, that one was really good. Everyone was like in love with that one. But yeah, definitely those two episodes, that This Is America and Do What You Believe In, that was the name of the teacher and the Kanye West one. That one, whenever we all had like our own opinions on something, that's when it was gotten really good. And then
Right.
like everyone was always talking about, man, I just love how you guys have your own opinion on something. Because like a lot of times you listen to a podcast, they just agree to
Right,
whatever
with
someone else
everything.
said. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what makes our
yeah.
podcast different from everybody else, is that
Yeah.
we're willing to fight against each other.
Right.
And then it's important to share perspectives too, because I mean, even if
Exactly.
we disagree on something, who knows? I may say something, or he may say something, or he may
Yeah.
say something that might change my mind. And I might not
Exactly.
see it that way. So
Right.
that's what I mean by like sharing our perspectives, because we may say something that nobody maybe even thought to think about something that way. So
Brian loves playing the bad guy, he said.
You might be in the villain.
You always got to have one. Like you said, it helps to be able to know different perspectives, because that's the world. We all different people.
Correct.
We all handle things differently. So when you're able to learn how to interact with those different personalities, it makes life easier, type of thing. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But no, I think that's all the questions I got for y'all.
Okay,
Where's
good.
the best way to find the podcast?
Well, the podcast is mainly on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube.
Okay.
I'm trying to work on other ones. I just heard about Anchor. I heard that was really good. So apparently, like, you can get instant replies or comments off of that one. So I think I want to jump onto that so I can be able to have other people's thoughts and, hear what they got to say immediately.
Right.
So that maybe we can, like, throw it onto, like, the next episode or something. But, yeah, those are the main places that we have the podcast on until, like, I expand a little bit more on other things. It took me forever to get on Spotify because they're so picky. Like, for some reason, whenever there's, like, anyone who's, like, a small artist or just doing, like, a podcast or something, they take forever on it. Like, it took me, like, 2 months to get on that, I believe. Someone told me that I'm on there, so I believe I'm on there now. I need to check it myself.
Right. Yeah, check the feed.
But yeah, I'll check that whenever I'm uploading this next episode. But yeah, iTunes and Google Play, they were like so easy. All I had to do is upload it on. Oh yeah, SoundCloud as well. There's also on SoundCloud. I think the most views are on SoundCloud now because on average when we first started, we were having like, this is with all of them together. This is with SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. At the very beginning, we only had like about 50-ish people listening. But now, like with these with Spotify and adding YouTube to the mix, even though it's very small on YouTube, it's gotten a lot more bigger. And I think that's because like the more talks that everyone talks about as well. Like I've been telling about it at work, and he talks about it at work. And
Right.
we got people at the barbershop that hears about it.
Yeah.
And It's been doing pretty good from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and we love to collaborate too. So again, thank you, Chelsea, for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And also, we wanted the female mindset perspective on things as well.
Right, definitely. It's always different, the male and the female.
Exactly.
You know, what we think we definitely from different sides of the earth type thing. So
right.
It's definitely good to be able to communicate and share views.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to have you back when we have like a topic that's really debate worthy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Look, I'm always down to debate.
Oh man, you know it.
A woman. That's the woman in me.
See, that's what I like to hear right there, because you always hear three guys talk about something. I'm like, man, it would be nice to hear what a woman got to say right
about
now.
it.
Yeah, because like women, they always got something to say for real. Like, I'm not saying.
And then it be completely different than what y'all think. I'm like, how did y'all come up with that?
Exactly.
Like, you gotta grab a rope, jump into all them conclusions.
Oh man. Exactly. But we very grateful for you to come on. We hit 40 minutes right now. That's actually a good amount of time right there. Usually we try to hit around 30 minutes to an hour.
Gotcha.
The ones that we were talking about earlier, the This Is America and
Teachers.
the teacher one, that went up to like an hour.
Dang.
Those are the good ones.
That's how you know it's good. Right.
Disclaimer: if you haven't heard those, definitely go give them a listen,
Yeah.
because they're definitely two of my favorites for sure.
Because when you're really passionate about a situation, you're talking about something, you're into it, it's really hard to calm yourself back down.
And it's
Exactly.
hard to get
Get
level-headed in the
level-headed.
direction
And,
too.
yeah.
Especially, I'm a strong-willed person, so if I feel some way about something, then I feel that way about it.
Right.
Dude, there were several times I thought they were gonna fight. For real.
Mike's gonna get flipped over.
Yeah, like I seriously thought that one of them was gonna like jump across the table and just start throwing hands. Yeah.
Yeah, you can even, I think in the field, we can even hear like some pounding on the table.
Yes. Oh my god. I was listening to that.
I don't know if it's me.
That
or
was
him,
for me.
but
I'm a
yes.
dramatic person. That was definitely for me.
I be listening to that at work and I'm like, okay, why is Brian
Oh,
keep
dude,
on
wow.
banging on the table?
Trying to get his point across.
Yeah, man, that's funny.
But you know, one thing about the podcast is you're listening to somebody say something, but the reaction on their faces are totally different.
Right.
Like, I really wish our audience can be able to see the reactions that most people be having while talking on here, because it's so much more intense with it.
People's faces show it all.
Yeah.
Especially this man Brian, because I'll be talking.
Yes.
He'll get up and walk away from the chair and come back, and I'm like, first of all, you're not gonna disrespect me. I'm trying to make my point.
It's not personal. That's just how my personality is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, those are the good ones right there.
Yeah, it
whenever
is.
you can.
Right.
Absolutely.
We've all said some things that have kind of just left people lost. You know what I mean? And you be like, I wish I didn't say that. You know,
Right.
Yeah,
take it back.
Well, you either have them
You
lost.
can't take it back, because I mean, you meant it in that moment, though. So,
Right,
you know,
right.
Yeah.
Even though if your perspective may change later, in that moment, you felt
Right.
it.
Sometimes things sound good before you actually say them.
Yeah.
Then it comes
Yeah,
out, you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that wasn't.
You think it's fire and all that, but you said it, you're like, oh damn, why not? But yeah, you either have like someone lost or have them thinking. Like, if you get them thinking, that's when you know you said it right and it was
Right.
good. But y'all got anything else you want to talk about?
No,
anything in mind? All right, cool.
No,
Yeah, nothing.
no, we can transition to plug time if everybody's ready. Get
You
your
know them
plugs
plugs in.
Yeah.
Chelsea, you want to throw in your plug?
Definitely with social media and stuff.
Yeah,
Or-
social media and all that.
Website,
So-
social media.
So my
events.
website
Phone number?
is I can't have that. Look, I got enough stalkers already. Look, but my website is thechelseaellisshow.com, thechelseaellisshow.com, and then on Instagram as well as Twitter, Chelsea Ellis 95, and then on Facebook, Chelsea Ellis, my business page as well as personal page. Facebook and Instagram are the main ones that I do a lot of activity on, so make sure you check me out on there. And then you can find me at the cafe is in Louisville, Kentucky, 976 Barrett Avenue, Math Gallery and Cafe. So make sure you come and visit us. We're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
All right. Now, I will say one quick thing, though. I have been saying the name of the the cafe on the podcast, the last episode. I totally said it wrong.
Everybody says it wrong though, and a lot of people don't. So it's MAF, separating. We put plus signs in the middle of them,
right?
So it stands for music, art, and food.
Okay,
because those are all of the things that we kind of want to connect. So some people call it MAF, some people, call it, anything, but we pronounce it math, and then it's just an abbreviation type of thing for.
That works.
Cool.
All right, Brian or Andy, y'all want to throw in something? Y'all got anything?
My plugs never change. Twitter, Instagram, Crown Prince AJ, CROWNPRINCEAJ. You can follow me at those places. Yeah, that's all I got. Folks.
And then I got the Instagram page, and that actually changed because with fitness, you're constantly evolving. You have to know who you are when it comes to that kind of stuff. Your health is very important, and it's just going to be the gold standard. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. So that would be where you'll find me on Instagram to learn about meal plans and dieting, all those kind of things.
Oh yeah, I'm back in the gym. Yeah.
So no more Black Samurai?
No more of that.
I actually kind of liked it because it was funny. But
hey, people was clinging to it for a while. They was like, man, that's kind of dope. Like,
I thought you was going to get it tatted for a minute. I thought,
I know, right, man?
Take a shot off. Look what I got, bro. Like, all right, I'm going to still call you Brian, though.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not about to call you Black Samurai, because...
B-Rock.
No, don't call me
That's
that.
what he used to call
Don't call me that. Don't call me that.
All right, well, mine's pretty lame and plain. Anthony D. Marsh. That's on my Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook as Anthony Marshall Studios. That's also on my website to check out any of my business stuff. But, yeah, that's about it. So, greatly appreciate you guys coming on, especially you, Chelsea.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please let everyone know about it. And thank you for listening. If you would like to be a guest on the podcast as well, please let us know, and we'll get back at you as soon as we can. Other than that, you all have a nice day.
Peace.